Mr. Odigune, you are an expert in the issues of budget. Perhaps a lot of Nigerians might see this as more of theory because it has to do with issues of policy. What are the implications of what we are in right now, especially as this, what has appeared as foot dragging on the issues of the budget passage?
Mr. Ogunye said it clearly. Something we more understand is that the recurrent side of the budget does not stop. Yeah, salaries will be paid, overheads will be paid, because the Constitution allows you to spend the budget benchmarking the last year. That means if your salary figure for last year was 1.7 trillion naira, you can still spend 1.7 trillion naira. But you can even do that even June. So that's why you found that in the last 2 years, we've passed our budget in May, just because we don't want to go beyond that period. So what he has also, Mr. Ogunye said, is lack of diligence, all true. And because there's a safety net in the Constitution, a lot of people tend to even accept that safety net and not just do what is right at all.
Okay, sorry,
and for me, it's that, number one, new capital project cannot start. Because if you have old capital projects, possibly you benchmark 2 billion naira for them last year. You can't spend beyond 2 billion naira until the National Assembly passes the budget. Now, if you have a new project introduced into the budget in 2018 budget cycle, you have nothing has been appropriated for that. You can't start that. So that's what those kind of uncertainties that you have. Those are the kind of situations that delay the budget till when you even have an period. Because by the time you get to the end of December, the Ministry of Finance, now they even have a separate Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Budget, starts mopping up cash from the system. You know, and the question that are always going to be there: why do we have to keep doing this? In East Africa, there's a particular day that the budget is read. A particular day that the budget is read by the president or the prime minister.
Shall be read or must be read?
Must be read. There's a particular day in East Africa that must be read. Even in the US, it's presented in every 2 years, and it's presented in January. You hear things around that we are going to have government shut down, and everybody is scrambling to ensure that that shutdown does not happen. But in Nigeria, there can't be shut down because the recurrent part of the budget, which is the salaries and overhead, does not get a shutdown. What gets the heat mainly are the capital projects. And so
there is abnormality in our normality.
Yeah, there's abnormality, and the abnormality is that the government finds a way, the government officials find a way to keep their own bread buttered, you know, to ensure that they can feed at all times. No, imagine that we have a total shutdown.
But what is the implication to the average man on the street?
Yeah, the average officer, he doesn't get the road on time, he doesn't get the school on time, he doesn't get the hospital on time. If there are new ideas of government, they don't happen on time. Because you cannot fund new projects that have not been previously appropriated by the National Assembly.
Mr. Ogunye, you're the lawyer here. Give us a sense of what exactly has been the kind of relationship that we've seen between the National Assembly. It's always been a, well, call it whatever parable that one may bring to the table. We've seen from 1999 how it has been when the removal of one Senate president and other and like that. In this particular regime, how would you describe the relationship, especially when you have the ruling party which controls the executive and the legislature? Has it been better?
You know, we need to understand something. Look, we don't have the kind of coordination we should have in the political party process in this country. And that affects governance. Those who go into government see themselves as individuals who want to excel, who want to self-actualize. So I want to be a Senate president. Even if I have my party saying that another person should be considered. No, I just want to be a Senate president. I want to be a president at all costs. I want to be a governor. I want to leave the office of governor and then find my way into the Senate. We have a collection of individuals who just want to project themselves, who want to self-realize, who do not think about how to walk around an idea that is shared by a number of people, you know, in an ideological fashion, if you permit me to use that word. So what you're going to get at the end of the day are individuals who just doing their own thing. So, so that's why you have a political party that is not able to exert any control. So if People are members of the same party. The question is that do they discuss in their party? Do they agree on certain
would
things?
you blame the executive for being ambitious of wanting to regularize the budget cycle? Well, that's the problem that they inherited, if you may ask.
Look, Sheung, what is the ambition here? That you just want to normalize or regularize something. Does it require request science? Look, in the Constitution, the same Constitution we're talking about, there's a provision there that says that a judge must deliver his judgment within 3 months of final addresses. And you know that a judge has been sent off the bench recently for that alone by the NJC. Before that time, in Nigeria, and that was what led to it, there was a problem with judgment delivery. Some judges, in those days, would just end their trial and then they reserve judgment. There was a jury session, JSC as it then was, who call it, in the case of Ariori and Elemo, who used that as an example to call it, preserve, not reserve judgment. 11 months, 12 months, judgment will not be delivered. Then there was a statutory intervention. You must deliver your judgment within 3 months. And judges have been keeping faith with that provision, in spite of their workload and caseload and their docket being full. So what's so difficult in regularizing your budget cycle? That's why I said, and I spoke, with all sense of responsibility. That's why I said what I said earlier, that I can see the diligence. I can see it. They just think that government, when you were speaking just now, let me just cap it this way. I remember one Yoruba saying that, says, Ogata, Ogata. You may translate it if you will. It's just like that, okay, whether it works or it doesn't work. We're receiving our salaries anyway.